All right, let's jump right into this. We're going to explore a really powerful idea from the late Dr. Miles Monroe that totally flips the script on how we think about success and failure. It's a philosophy that says our outcomes in life, yeah, they're not random at all.
I mean, think about it. Haven't you ever felt that way? So many of us feel like success is just a lottery ticket. You got to be in the right place at the right time or just get lucky. But what if that whole idea is just wrong?
And that leads us straight to the first big idea from Dr. Monroe. Success isn't just different from luck, it's the absolute complete opposite.
So check out this way of framing it. You've got luck over here. It's a roll of the dice, unpredictable, a game. But then you have success, which Dr. Monroe says is a predictable system. It's based on design. And here's the crucial part. He argues your life is way too valuable to just leave it up to chance.
Now, that might sound a little strange at first, predictable failure, but the logic is actually super simple. Think about a plant. If you rip it out of the ground and just leave it on the concrete, can you predict what's going to happen? Of course, failure is predictable. But if you plant it in good soil and water it, you can just as easily predict its success. The idea is that our lives work on the exact same principle.
Okay, so if outcomes are predictable, then what's the secret sauce? What's making them predictable? Well, according to this philosophy, it all comes down to a single concept: laws.
This quote right here is the key to the whole thing. It suggests that, just like the law of gravity, there are these fundamental principles that govern how everything in the universe works, and that includes our own success. So just to be clear, when we say laws, we're not talking about something you'd find in a courtroom. Think of them more like the built-in operating system for life. They're the invisible instructions, and if you follow them, you get a predictable result. And if you ignore them, you get an equally predictable but very different result.
Now, I know this idea of laws can feel a little abstract, so to bring it down to earth, Dr. Monroe used this really brilliant modern analogy, and it all has to do with a manufacturer's reputation.
So here it is. The success of a product, say an iPad, is actually more important to the manufacturer, Apple, than it is to you, the person who buys it. And you might be thinking, wait, how is that possible? Well, the reason why is pretty fascinating.
Picture the process in the factory. They put all the parts together. But then, before it ever leaves, someone's entire job is to turn it on and test every single function to make sure it works perfectly. Only after it aces every single test do they even think about the next step.
And here's the kicker. The Apple logo, their brand, their reputation, their name, is the very last thing that goes on that iPad. Let that sink in for a second. A manufacturer will not put its name on something that hasn't already proven itself to be a success. This is such a powerful statement. It completely reframes how we see our own struggles. In this worldview, if you fail, it's not just your problem. It actually reflects poorly on your creator, the manufacturer, because their reputation is attached to you. They have a serious vested interest in seeing you succeed.
It's like a warranty on a new car. The company will spend its own money to fix a faulty product, right? Even though they don't know you from Adam. And Dr. Monroe's point is, it's not because they love you personally. It's because they love their own name. A warranty is all about protecting their reputation.
So this is a really cool analogy, but how does this become personal? Well, this is where the whole idea turns directly toward you.
If you were designed for success, and if your failure would embarrass your manufacturer, then it only makes sense that you would have been given a set of instructions, right? So the big question is, where is your user manual? When you buy that new iPad, an Apple engineer doesn't come to your house to make sure you know how to use it. They can't. So what do they do instead? They send their mind with you, their instructions, their principles, all packed into a user manual. The same principle applies here. The instructions for your success have been provided.
For Dr. Monroe, this manual is often found in ancient wisdom. He would point to the advice given to Joshua in the Bible as a perfect example of its core content. And notice the language. These aren't just helpful hints. They're commands. They're the laws of operation. And the promise attached is that if you follow them, you will be prosperous and have good success.
When you put all of these pieces together, it leads to this huge shift in perspective. If success is actually built into our design and governed by laws, then our whole approach to achieving it has probably been completely backward.
So what does this mean for us? It means you stop chasing success. You're never going to catch it. Instead, you focus all your energy on understanding and obeying the laws that govern your life. And when you do that, success becomes the natural, predictable outcome. it actually starts to pursue you.
And think about it like this. A tiny mango seed doesn't have to strain and worry about becoming a mango tree. The potential for the tree is already locked inside it. All you have to do is subject that seed to the right laws, the right soil, water, and sunlight, and the tree becomes an inevitable result. Your success, the potential for it, is already in you, right now.
Which really leaves us with one final powerful question to think about. If the principles for our success are available to us, just like a user manual that came in the box, then the most important question we could ever ask ourselves is this: are we even reading it? Are we following the instructions?